And she believes developing small business owners to run and manage their businesses will lead to financial stability and contribute to the SA economy as a whole. Now, in 2013, her company, GAD Consulting Services, won a Ligugu Lami Award and was selected as the top 15 change maker for 2013 by Spark International. She's worked with the Branson Center and other institutions that aim in helping startup companies, and she's in studio with me now after giving us this new book called The Essential Finance Handbook for Business Owners. It's good to have you in studio. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you.
Good. So, all right. So, why did you decide to put this all in a book?
I felt that consistently I was asked questions which to me were just too basic for a business owner who probably has been running 2-3 years. And realizing that those basics, since they were not in place, for me to try to get them to really consume them than just a consultation will actually not cover as much information as possible, because it's just verbal when you're consulting, including the reports.
Yeah.
So writing a book was the only way that will help me to be able to actually say, you know what, this is where you can start. And that helped a lot.
Okay. You know, and when we look at the statistics of small businesses, I mean, we saw our Minister of Trade and Industry, I think it was last year, Rob Davies, talking about the fact that out of 7 small businesses, 5 will close down in a year. And I mean, that's a terrible statistic. And it obviously, in a nutshell, perhaps leads us to the conclusion that people don't know enough about financial matters when opening up a business. Do you think this is fair enough?
It's definitely fair enough. However, it's also coming from the fact that we also have just lack of general skills.
Yeah.
As a result, because you can't necessarily just have a finance function that is, it's a support structure within the business. So you must actually have been able to understand your operations, your sales, your marketing, all the different components, because they will then result to actually show you on your financial reporting. So by the fact that there is lack of skills in general, other things, it makes it worse, because also people are afraid of numbers.
Yeah. All right. So what is your advice? I mean, what are we looking at in this particular book?
Okay, my advice is that basically there has to be a systematical way of doing your business.
Yeah.
It has to start from your planning, taking your goals to be an operational than just being something that you set up for the year, but breaking it down to daily activities, break it down to make sure that you assign the specific people and individuals. And there's a timeline, and that is why I will mention things like SMART principles within the first steps.
Yeah.
I then move to the other component, which is mainly just saying, now you understand where you're going, you now need to be able to say, what vehicle do I need to use to be able to drive this agenda, to be able to drive this venture that I've entered into. And then we get into the details as to the key financial concept, and move on also on other aspects, but more bringing the pieces of information in terms of the systematical way of looking into finance, including the controls.
Yeah, indeed. And I mean, I think that's the key to any business is planning and goal setting. And perhaps we don't do that enough. Perhaps you go into a business with your heart as opposed to your head. Do you find that happens?
Absolutely. Most of it that we have found mainly is also very much a survival.
Yeah.
So someone cannot get a job and they have maybe one aspect of a skill when they do, but then they don't understand the whole details. So that is why the book is so useful, because it provides with some templates, checklist, when you need to set up this, but all that is linked to be how you're going to measure your financial performance of your business.
Yeah, which is absolutely vital. Who's this book aimed at? Are you wanting people who want to start up a business to read this, or is it also for people that already have a business, perhaps a business that's not looking so great, that they can maybe go back to the drawing board and say, hang on a second, let's start again. Let's just look at where we are and perhaps change direction a bit.
Absolutely. It's meant for someone who actually is still even on this thinking stage,
Okay.
doing the feasibility study, because you can't actually just go and think you're going to just run a business. As by the way, we have seen people who just say, I'm going to start a business. They have not done any planning. But even for someone who has been running at least 2-3 years to actually, but they're not seeing the growth. They're not seeing where they are going. Everything within their business is happening haphazardly. It's not organized in a systematical manner. And that's why the book will actually help them.
Excellent. Where can we get a copy of this book?
Okay, we're finalizing just the distribution. For now, GAD is going to be the one that is driving those distribution centers.
So if anyone would like to, do they just get hold
Yes.
of GAD?
Yes.
And how do we get hold of you? Is there a website that we can
Yes,
visit?
there's a website.
Okay.
PreciousMvulane.com.
Okay, good. So we just go to your name.
Yes.
Good.
Yeah.
PreciousMvulane.com.
Yes.
You can visit Precious' website and you'll be able to find all the details to perhaps get your hands on a copy of this book. Thank you for coming in and good luck with the distribution of this book. I hope it goes well.
Perfect. Thanks a lot,
All right.
Leanne.
Absolute pleasure. Let's take a look at your